We don't have a lot of time. We think that we've got days and weeks and months to choose all those little details, toilet paper holders, showers, faucets, sinks, and then wham, the walls go up and you got to make decisions. That plumber's going to need the shower diverter the minute the walls are framed. So we got to make some decisions about the bathroom, and I see mistakes all the time. First up is this sink. Since we've moved a bunch of times since the renovation started, I've had the pleasure or displeasure of using a bunch of different sinks. I can see firsthand some of the problems with the different shape sinks. Now, a regular oval bathroom sink, that's got my vote. The sink I have in here is a lovely square sink with a rounded bottom and two flat sides. The problem is the corners. It's hard to clean there. Water collects there, it sits there. I see all these beautiful vessel sinks, countermount sinks, undermount sinks that are square. When you've got those straight edges or corners, it makes it a lot more difficult to clean. A nice oval or round traditional bathroom sink does the job, gives you the ability to wash your face, brush your teeth without those nasty corners you got to get in to clean. Just my 2 cents. Another problem with these sinks is the vessel or the counter-mounted sinks where they don't have a lot of depth. Now that looks lovely. It's wonderful for a powder room, for an impact wow statement. But to put that in a kid's bath, you're just asking for trouble. They'll be splashing all over. So we want a sink that's deep enough to handle the experiments that go on in there when you're not paying attention. All right, this is going in the toilet. Now, when it comes to toilet, you can get a one-piece toilet. You can get a two-piece toilet. You can get ones that show the guts, ones that have clean sides. You can get different height toilets. And this is where I want you to really pay attention, because it's a tremendous mistake to get a toilet that is uncomfortable to sit on. And I can tell you from having lived in several houses with different height, comfort height, ADA height, old standard height, there's a difference in how it feels. So make sure that you go sit on the toilet. I know it sounds strange. You're in a store. It's weird. Go do it. You will thank me, because you have years of time spent with that fixture. Let's make sure it fits your body. Everybody hated those lower toilets and they jumped on the chair height and the ADA height. Some of those are 19 inches off the floor. That's like sitting in a dining room chair. It's not how our body was designed to process. The latest and greatest in toilets, of course, is the Toto Washlet and other brands that have similar toilets. And this is the one that washes your butt. It cleans your butt. It dries your butt. It heats the seat. It closes the seat. This thing is heaven. And the nice people at Ferguson put one in the bathroom at the showroom, which is a really smart move, Ferguson, because you get to try it out. And I'm a frugal person by nature, but I have to tell you, it was a wonderful experience. So it's something I'm considering. My permits have been taking forever. Seems like it's never going to happen. The minute they get done, I need that diverter, because the walls are open and the plumber's going to want to hook that up to the stud so it can divert water either to the shower head or to the other fixtures, the handheld tub spout if you got one, jets if you have them. So that diverter he needs in his hand, she needs in her hand. Let's get some female plumbers out there. When it comes to showers and shower systems, what I look for is what's called a thermostatic system. With thermostatic fixtures, you set the temperature once and you get about a 5-degree variance on either side. That's it. So the kid can go in there, throw the tub on, and not scald themselves. It's great for adults too. Biggest mistake when it comes to showers and shower systems is the GPM, the gallons per minute, in my humble opinion. Because in the infinite wisdom of those above who write the laws and have changed the toilet flushing capacity,
the flux capacitor,
and the ability of showers, they put these little plastic diverter things in so that the gallons per minute is limited to 1.7 so that we use less water. Here's the thing. I got a lot of hair. If I have to wash shampoo out with a 1.7 shower head, it's going to take me 3 times as long. So there's no logic in it. I want to feel like I'm not wasting water. I am efficient. 2.5 gallons per minute Shower heads are what I look for. It'll give you better water pressure. It feels nicer. Now, a lot of these shower systems that come with a rain head or a shower head and then a handheld, the handheld is usually going to be 1.7, 1.5, something like that. But for the shower head, for the rain head, I want to feel like I'm standing in a Florida rainstorm. You want to check your water pressure coming in from your city, from your main, because in my old house, I bought this beautiful rain shower head, parent and row, 8 gallons per minute. I'm telling you, this thing was heaven. However, I never got full capacity because the line coming in from my town was only 2 inches. So I could not enjoy the full benefit of what that shower head could do. Now, if you're doing rain heads or jets or stuff like that, you may want to talk to your plumber about the water pressure and about the size of the line coming in from your city or whoever's providing you water. Now, when it comes to your toilet and how it flushes, we've got these little 2 buttons on the top or the handles on the side or a handle halfway, handle all the way down. In this new house we're staying in, it's got one of those toilets with the 2 buttons on the top. I can't figure out which one is the low flush, which one is the high flush. I don't know if I push both buttons at the same time, what happens. What I do know is I end up flushing the toilet more than once because I can't figure out which button I'm supposed to push. Decide how you want to use the toilet. I like an old-fashioned flusher, that's it. But touching that handle or pushing that button, what color is it? Does it match my faucet? Does it match my shower fixtures? And is it the kind that I want to use? Is it a handle? Is it buttons? Do I want to reach around? Do I want to hit the side? You have to decide how it works for you because there's endless choices of toilet. Next up is the actual tub. So when it comes to the tub, you got to decide the material, the height, and which side it's going to go on. When you're doing an alcove tub, that's one that fits between 3 walls. What side it's handed, a right-handed or a left-handed, just means which side the drain is going to be on because your plumber needs to know that. Now, as far as the material, you cast iron, there's stone freestanding tubs, acrylic. You got to decide. One of the other important choices that I see people making mistakes with the tub is the height of the side. As far as the height of the tub, this is the battle of age versus age. If you do a tub that has a low apron, a low side, 14, 16, 17 inches, and you have children, you're going to have a lot of splashing. However, they will be able to get in and out easier. It also looks builder grade. If you have a tub that has a higher apron, 19 inches or so, it's going to prevent splashing. It's got a taller side. However, it's going to be harder for those kids to climb in and out, which may be a blessing. So as we age, don't write anything nasty in the comments, we want to think about being able to move in and out of that tub. So some of these tubs you may have seen with the door, they close, you can sit down in, isn't as easy to use as a zero clearance shower. And that's a shower without a curb that you could roll in, that you could walk in and have a bench or a walker or have grab bars. We want to think about getting in and out of that tub, and it can be sort of a death trap. Let's just call it what it is. A zero clearance shower, easier to use, looks better, is better for resale. Now we are truly going down the drain, and you don't think about these little details, but the best design is all about the details. The things like the toilet handle matching your sink faucet, or the drain matching the shape of the tiles, or the finish going on with your fixtures and your faucets. So let's talk about drains. We all know, big old round one in the middle, got to wipe it clean with the hair, throw it in the garbage. Nobody liked that. These linear drains are so cool, and the ones with a square with a tile on top that matches so that the drain disappears. But let's be practical for a second. I got a lot of hair. I'm losing it. I'm sure you are too. Every day, that drain should be wiped if you want to keep your pipes working. And if you want to get a screwdriver or a knife and pop out that linear drain.
You could use a knife, anything sharp, catch that edge, pop it like this, you can't hurt it.
break the seal around the tile every time to wipe that clean. If you've got kids with a lot of hair or dogs or whatever, it might not be the best choice. Think about how you're going to use it. Think about who's using it. Think about who's cleaning it.
Carefully wiggle that around, try and break that seal, and then here we go, you can see that.
Then you can make a decision. In most of my client meetings these days, there's a soaker tub in the master. And if you have one of these freestanding tubs, there are two mistakes that I see all the time. First one is not giving it enough room. If you have a 6-foot tub, you can't put it in a 7-foot alcove and hope that you can get back there and dust. It's not going to happen. The second problem is making sure that that faucet, whether it's wall-mounted, deck-mounted, that's on the rim, or floor-mounted, that the spout reaches over and gets the water into the tub and not onto the floor. When it comes to sink faucets, there's a couple of things you want to consider. First of all, if it's for children or for elderly, levers are easier to use than knobs. The other thing that for kids that I would consider is the single hole faucet with a lever. It's harder for them to manage how to mix water. It's much safer for them to have a hot and a cold lever so they don't burn themselves. Same thing as you get older, it's easier to manage and not have to do the fine details. For all you middle-aged people, go get cross handles, go make your life difficult turning those things. When it comes to the faucet for the sink, there's a couple of things you want to think about. First of all, you can get a single hole faucet, that's one faucet. You can get a 4-inch or you can get an 8-inch widespread. Now a 4-inch is what I call builder grade. They come with a little escutcheon plate. If it's within your budget, always go for an 8-inch widespread if you want knobs, or go for the single hole installation. Now, if budget is an issue, I would look at the single holes. I'd take the escutcheon plate, that ugly plate that goes around it, off, and just use the single plate so it looks cleaner, a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit higher end. You want to check the gallons per minute. They're usually going to be lower on a faucet, 1.2, 1.5. Check so you know what the expectations are. We don't need a big sink for washing our face and brushing our teeth. So 17, 19 inches, round or oval, is my choice. The square sinks look really cool, but if you're a neat freak, it's constant upkeep. We had a vessel sink in our powder room in my old house, and it took a beating. Above the sink, it got knocked around because that's where all the kids went. That's where all the guests went. It was the most used bathroom in the house. You want to think about how you use your bathrooms, who uses them, and how kind they are to them when you choose your fixture. Don't forget about the details. Design is in the detail, not the devil. So make sure that your toilet paper holder, your hooks, your knobs on your vanity, your mirror, the picture frames, all of the stuff that you're putting in there coordinates. It doesn't need to match, but it needs to coordinate. When you're buying these fixtures, shower, faucet, whatever, brand to brand, chrome, you should be safe. Everything else is a crapshoot. Gold varies from brand to brand, whether it's aged brass, shiny brass, somewhere in between. If you want it to match, which is a dirty word in design, but coordinate is better. If you want it to coordinate with your other fixtures, I'd either stick with the same brand so that the colors match, or I would hold them side by side, physically in my hands to make sure that they're the same. Your monitor cannot tell you if the golds match, because gold for sure is the hardest one to match. Stainless, even this brushed silver, they're going to vary from brand to brand. So design is all about the details. We want to make sure that those little details, which are big details, things like the toilet handle matching the shower finish, the hinges on the door matching your hardware, those kinds of little details are what our eye subconsciously picks up, and it starts to make sense or it doesn't. Happy shopping. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
Put down the crossbow.